I don't know, it's hardly resolving anything of the current situation though. So she met the second body. I like that little hole of her. It's so different from the hole we know now. Beatrice here, she looks fantastic. Okay, so nothing bad happened. What games have with the people falling down? Like seriously. Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time for another episode of Umineko. Yeah, thanks for your comments on the last video. It helps me a lot. Like, apparently we don't know what the first body was, so that helps me, like, understanding where I am actually right now. So thanks for that. And yeah, you're right. I do think that Beatrice is telling the truth. I don't know why, but it seems like this way. I will see where it goes with me. Maybe I will change my mind. It all like depends on situation. Also, I'm thinking from the reader perspective, so I have basically all the knowledge that the characters don't have. And maybe this knowledge is actually what makes it difficult to actually understand, but yeah. Anyway, let's just go and rearrange the story again. And I wonder what was the first body then? I wonder if it couldn't be something like this. Grandfather fell in unrequited love with a person called Beatrice. Then, he confined her in this hidden mansion and continued to court her. But she was stubborn and didn't give in. Eventually, she grew pessimistic about being able to escape from here. And probably committed suicide. And then, her soul was put in homunculus and... No. If I accept that, it's the same as accepting the witch. I can interpret that part like this. Okay, before he says anything else, by committing suicide, you can also think about, like, not in like literal way. You can think about that like she basically changed into other person, you know, like she killed her own like personality. She wanted to become someone else, so Kinzo will like let her go, you know? Something like this. Maybe she like changed her personality because her mind just got broken from the desperation and everything of being like held in prison basically. That would count as being dead as a person and being reborn as someone new, actually. She probably had a posthumous daughter. What is this word? I don't understand the sentence. Give me a second. Posthumous. What is this? What is that? Born after death of its father. A word that appearing after death of originator. Okay. Grandfather must believe that her soul had been placed in a new physical body. And I have thought that the child was a reincarnation of Beatrice. Well, that's a way of thinking that. I mean, Gizo is fixated on Beatrice. Oh my god, you know what this reminds me of? If you're not watching my Muramasa playthrough, this is exactly what's basically happening with Ukyo, one of the basically characters in the game. He was like in love in like one person, she died, and then he figured out that there's like granddaughter that looks exactly like her, and he was so fixated on her, like he wanted to make her his, basically. He's like a madman. He's a madman, this guy. He's so fixated on her. And Kinzo is kinda fixated on Beatrice as well, in that way. So, who knows, maybe this is actually a truth. Maybe the original Beatrice is actually dead. Also, we saw that different Beatrice, right? The teacher. We still got no information about her whatsoever. I don't know if we will ever get any answers about her. We just know she existed, and she taught our Beatrice. The princess, basically. Still don't know what the princess was, but... Actually, that backstory might be from... Maybe it's around this timeline. Maybe there was Kinzo around. Maybe the no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to think about that right now. But it might be the same. Maybe we will see the teacher again. If this is the same timeline that we had like in the prologue of this episode, then we may see a teacher coming up in some point of the story and teaching the small Beatrice. If this is the same timeline. That means, at least 19 years ago, Beato existed on this island as the 19th person. But that's still the past. Not only you, Butler. Not only you. Not only you.
いずれにせよ、憶測の域を出ない。確実に赤で言えることは、1967年の六軒島の隠し屋敷に人間としてのベアトリーチェが存在した。
Yeah.
それだけだ。
その通りでございます。1967年の六軒島の隠し屋敷に人間としてのベアトリーチェ様が存在した。
ああ、サンキュー。
For confirming that.
助かるぜ。
おめでとうございます。これでバトラ様の19人目の駒はその存在がはっきりしました。
Yeah, basically she existed, but she's not existing now. So it's... I don't know, it's hardly resolving anything of the current situation though, isn't it? Because we don't care about past at this point. I mean, it's cool to know and everything, but we're talking about present. We have a problem with Beatrice being a witch and the 19th person that currently exists on the island. Also, what Rosa mean by killing Beatrice?
バトラ様が熱望された18人以外に罪をなすりつけられる19人目の人間。
You can't blame that Beatrice from 19 years ago because she existed back then. And she's not existing now. Actually, no, wait, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about this. We have no confirmation of Beatrice's death. So what Butler knows so far is only that Beatrice existed 19 years ago, and she actually may exist now in this on this island. They never said that the second body, the second Beatrice, died. Or the offspring of Beatrice, or whatever. I will call her like second body Beatrice. I don't know.
いかなる罪をもなすりつけることのできる。それがお嬢様とは実に愉快。
But still we have problem with Rosa because Rosa claims to kill Beatrice. And now we don't know which version of her she killed. And what she mean by that exactly. Ronova laughed indiscreetly. Somehow, I didn't like he put that. So I didn't feel like laughing along with him.
そうだ。ローザおばさんは言った。
Yeah. Please go back with this.
ベアトリーチェは死んだ。私が殺した。どういう意味なんだ。
Exactly.
それは私の口から語るよりも実際に顛末をご覧になった方が早いでしょう。少々時計を進めましょう。
Advance the clock. Ronaldo pulled a stylish pocket watch from his pocket and touched the watch stem. As soon as he did, I saw gold butterflies gather behind his back and take a form of a person. Was it Beato? I quickly realized that it was someone else. Oh, hello! Satan? The oldest sister of 7 stakes who loved tormenting me more than the 3 meals a day. If I don't consider myself lucky to say that sexy ass, I won't be able to keep up with that torture game. Lucifer! Ha! God damn it!
まだこちらにおられましたか。ベアトリーチェ様が至急お呼びです。
Clear. Why they always do this? I guess this is the servant move. Actually, yeah, Canon and others do the same, so yeah, makes sense.
What the? 至急のどのようなご用やら少々バトラ様とのおしゃべりが過ぎたようですね。それではバトラ様、私めはこれで失礼させていただきます。
Also, I didn't realize that before. I don't know why. Renova have the crest of Ushiremiya family. I guess. Okay, assuming that Beatrice. Yeah, we still don't know. If Beatrice was born in the Ushiremiya family at some point, then that makes sense, she have a crest. And if she have a servant that's close to her, she would give a crest to the servant. That makes sense. But it doesn't sound like Beatrice was actually born in the Ushiremiya family, at least not the first body. Seems like the first Beatrice was someone Kinzo liked? I will go with the story, it's kinda late. Yeah. Unless it was forced on her? By Kinzo? I talked about this before, and I don't think I want to talk about this again. Like her upbringing originate from the Ushiremiya family exactly, because she would not accept something from lowly human, you know? Like, join my family basically. But she was a human at some point, so... But still, how could she be a human if she's like 1000 years old? Okay, this backstory kinda messed me. I need to think about this more, or need a little bit more information.
どうか引き続きお嬢様とのゲームをお楽しみください。
Please don't get frustrated with me. I know you were confused as me when you read it the first time as well. Don't hide it.
へいへい。せいぜい楽しむぜ。あんたはデアトより話が弾むからな。赤も気前よく使ってくれるしよ。ぜひまたおしゃべりに来いよな。
バトラ様、私めもこう見えてもお嬢様の家具、お嬢様が望まぬことはできませんよ。私が語った赤は本来ならお嬢様が自らの口で語るべきもの。
Okay.
へそを曲げてしまわれたお嬢様に代わって若き真実を披露したに過ぎません。
やっぱ俺へそを曲げてたよな。
Yeah, I'm sad for her. But I was asshole there. Seeing me and run over, incomprehensibly hitting it off. That steak Nechan cocked her head curiously.
ロノウェ様、ベアトリーチェ様をお待たせしております。お急ぎを。
ええ、直ちに参ります。それではバトラ様、後ほど。ようやく仲良くなれてきましたね。やはり良い友人になれる気がします。
ベアとの陰口仲間ってことならな。
ロノウェ様。
She's so impatient.
はいはい、それでは失礼いたします。
Maybe she didn't like seeing him act so friendly with me, or maybe she really hadn't been told to hurry. When the steak Nechan let out a thunderous cry, Ronova laughed frivolously and disappeared, as if running away.
煉獄の七杭が長女のこの私がこの程度の用事で呼びつけられるなんて。
But don't ask me.
ベアトリーチェ様もこの程度なら他の暇そうな妹たちに言いつければいいのに。
何をカリカリしてんだよ姉ちゃん。腹減ってんならクッキーでも食えよ。最後の一枚をくれてやるぜ。
ふん、気が利くじゃない。
Not scared.
なら一ついただこうかしら。
Is she going to like eat something from him actually? I casually pushed the snack plate with the last remaining cookie over to her.
ありがとう。
I have a feeling like she will cut his arm off. Will she? Yeah. Could expect that. As though coming as a period at the end of the sentence, a sharp sound pierced the table. The nails of 3 of her fingers extended, grew sharp, and pierced the space between my fingers on the hand that was pushing the plate, missing them by the hair beneath. Okay. It happened in an instant, so for a while I didn't even realize that her fingernail had grown. The tips of those sharp nails were like blades with a red manicure. The spaces between the bases of my fingers hurt sharply. Those razor-like blades had been plunged into the table a hair's breadth away from the back of my hand and my fingers. Because of those 3 blades, I was unable to even let my careless right hand tremble, and by now, all I could do was let a bit of cold sweat drip down. Okay, so she didn't cut off his arm. You're lucky.
姉ちゃん、そろそろ爪を切った方がいいぜ。
ルシファーよ。
I don't care what's your name.
それが誇り高き私の名。
Sure, and I'm Butler.
ベアトリーチェ様にお仕えする名誉ある家具、煉獄の七杭が長女。
Okay.
他の面汚しな愚昧どもとはわけが違うの。それに見合った敬意を示さないと後悔することになるわよ。
As Kronova is above you, and I'm kinda friendly with him.
どう後悔するんだか。
Beatrice would like revive me anyway. So, yeah. Like, you're not scary. I mean, that would be painful. As usual, but still. Whatever.
俺には見当もつかねえぜ。
バカな子ね。そんなに遊んでほしいの？そんなに忘れられないの？私の悔いを思いっきり奥の奥までねじ込んでたっぷりえぐって楽しませてあげるわよ。
クソったれ、いつか押し倒して同じセリフ言ってやるぜ。
あらそう？楽しみにしてるわね。
Oh, maybe if he can win against Beatrice. I don't know. Okay, so she actually killed him again. Hey Beatrice, time to revive me, please. Okay, we are back. Let's see what Rosa have to say about this situation. Rosa eventually regained her calm. The man wanted to hurry her into talking faster, but Kiri intervened. If something like that really had happened, then it would have been a terrible experience for Rosa that wouldn't want to remember. After taking several deep breaths, with her hand over her chest, it seems that she had more or less resolved herself to talk. Let's see. Let's hear it. Let's get new information. So we can make new theories. And think about what actually happened. The more information we have, the better.
多分中学生かよく覚えてない
And again, ages. Ages and timeline. The things that are freaking bothering me. Always. God damn it. What age? What's the age of Rosa? Middle school. So I could deduct it and think how much time ago it was. So I would know at what time period she would meet Beatrice on the island. Well, she will probably explain this in like 2 next sentences or something. Again, so why am I even talking about that?
とにかくそのくらいの頃だったと思うわ
ってことはだいたい20年くらい前ってとこか
Okay, thank you. And we had backstory from 19 years ago. So she may meant the first body. No, it doesn't make sense. Because backstory was from 19 years ago and Beatrice was already grown up, and if she was like growing up from the little kid, it's no way it was like 1 year.
あの頃の私はあまり成績が良くなくて、いつもお母様に怒られてばかりだった。私なりに努力していたつもりだったんだけど、お母様の期待には全然応えられなくて。
母上はローザにも随分厳しかったな。当時は同情していたよ。
Yeah, she's like,
陰
whatever.
口ばっかだったくせによく言うわね。
予算かエヴァ。
No. Eva is amazing. But still, that's not very tactful.
それでローザさんはどこでベアトリーチェに会ったんや。
秀吉さん、今はせかしてはダメよ。いいのよ、ローザさん。楽に話して。
ありがとう。あれはお母様に特にひどく叱られた日よ。
Okay. Will we see the mother? Even though my tutor had promised to keep it a secret, apparently they told mother all about how I had complained. Mother scolded me brutally, saying my name was a disgrace to the s3e80 family. Of course, I was doing the best I could, but I had none of Kraus Nissan dignity. I couldn't get excellent grades like Eva Nissan, and I had no leadership abilities like Rudolf Nissan. I never stood out, didn't particularly exceed at anything, and I found myself asking why I'd even been born into the s3e80 family. I began to question more and more why I'd even been born at all. This is what happened on the day I experienced my mind going blank for the first time. For the first time in my life, I realized that in addition to facing or surrendering to my problems, I had the first choice of running away. Though I say run away, there was no way I could have left Rokkenjima and gone somewhere else. But anyway, I wanted to run away from the mansion and my own self at the time. In a way, it was like a kid running away from home, or maybe a passive sort of suicide.
いなくなりたかったの。あるいはいなくなることによって親を心配させたいという子供なりの反抗だったのかも。 私は森の遥か奥に行けば後ろ宮の家から逃れられる。あるいは迷子になって心配させることで仕返しができると。子供、
それで行ってはいけないと言われていた森に。
Pretty much.
浜辺へ出てから海に沿うように。特に理由があったわけじゃないけど、島をぐるりと回ればその反対側には誰も知らない場所があって、私だけの隠れ家になるような気がしたの。
浜辺からぐるっとってのは無理だな。途中で崖になっちまうだろう。あんなとこ通れるわけがねえぜ。
もちろんよ。だから通れる方へ通れる方へ。とにかく道なんかないひどい森だったけど、あの時の私にはそれほどの険しい森を抜けたなら、その分後ろ宮家から逃れられるって。
情けないわね。成績で叱られたならその分努力すればいいのに。
Oh my god, Eva, always rough, always. Ah, I love you.
それを言ってはいいかもね。その代わりローザにはデザイナーとしての才能があったじゃないか。
Oh, yeah, she had a company like that, right? Is it in her, like, log here? I forgot about that. What company she have? Design company, yeah, exactly. But what kind of design company? I don't think we know that. Do we? Is it like clothing design? She designed her dress here? Or is it like buildings design or boots design or I don't know, Max design? Or like in general design of anything? Huh. Literally speaking, he was covering for Rosa. But everyone knew that Rosa company had been profitable.
よせよ。今は嫌味を言ってる場合じゃねえぜ。
Sarcasm.
そして偶然たどり着いちまったんだな。ベアトリーチェの隠し屋敷に。
Rosa nodded quickly.
どのくらい歩いたんや。地図で場所が示す。夏井さん、この島の地図はあるかい。
いえ、今ここにはありませんが。
Go fetch one.
無理よ。適当に歩いただけだもの。地図を
Okay.
見せられたってわからないわ。それにあれから20年も経ってる。
That's true.
多分森へ行っても二度とたどり着けないわ。
Several people let out dejected sighs. I was vividly clear that in the haste they would thought some hint related to the witch epitaph. Or maybe even the gold itself might be resting there. Okay, let me check the epitaph. River. Follow path downstream in search of the key. I wonder if this is just a metaphor, you know? I thought like in the first episode, I think, that it might be a metaphor for something, but I wasn't sure for what. Maybe you will see a village as actually meaning the mansion. Because it's a building on a big area that's like... it have borders. So you can tell that this is kinda a village with just one building. Look for the shoe, the two will tell... In that village, look for the shore the two will tell you of. The ship's the golden key to the golden land. Huh. So there will be two people. That would also works if we think about Kinzo and Beatrice being there. Or Beatrice's teacher and Beatrice, if this is the same timeline. Huh. Maybe I'm onto something, who knows.
六軒島はこの屋敷の周りが整地されているだけに過ぎねえ。他は完全に未開で、前頭測量は相当の手間がかかるだろうな。
でも確かに存在すると分かっただけでも収穫よ。お金はかかるだろうけど、例えば航空写真の会社に調査を頼むとか。
Well, the problem is this thing is not into the dimension. I mean, it's protected by magic, right? It was said.
このお屋敷を建設した業者に当時のことを聞くとか、調べる方法あるかもしれないわね。
そうね。あるかないかもわからないものを探すよりはまだ方法があるはずよ。
早速調べる価値があるだろう。
その調査は兄弟合同でやるわよ。兄さん一人ではさせないわ。
I wasn't yet certain that the gold was hidden in that secret mansion. But the spark seems to have started flying between Kraus and Eva already.
兄貴たち、今はよせよ。ローザ、続きを話してくれ。
Okay, we're starting with some soundtrack. Oh? We're having backstory from actual Rosa. Blindly, randomly, I kept running on and on. Suddenly I came across something I thought was an animal trail. Clear. That's a beautiful scene. I was very tired. I had no idea how far I'd walked. So at the time, I naturally took the easiest path. Oh, there's the fence. As I did, suddenly right before my eyes, a very, very tall fence appeared. It was a fence wonderfully adorned in the Gothic style. For an instant, I thought I'd gotten turned around and returned to the original mansion. Of course, there were fences around the mansion to stop us from entering the forest. But this fence was decorated differently, and moreover, it was very tall. It probably reached a full 2 stories up. Yeah, we saw like this is like huge. Also, let me check something. Okay, I don't recognize any of these, so I don't think there's any kind of symbol that we saw before. But yeah, that might be the case. Like, I thought like maybe this is like some kind of warding against Beatrice, you know? Somewhere here. It was covered with ivy and created a mysterious solemn atmosphere. Like maybe I did was a scorpion or something, but there's not a scorpion. Maybe that's this thing. Maybe it's a lizard, I don't know. At the time, I believed in legend of the witch of the forest, Beatrice. It had been told that she was frightening, but some of the servants told me that she sometimes help you if you respected her. Since I had little confidence in those days, I believed the only way I could be saved was by receiving her help. That's why I thought what I did. I believed that this was the fence of the mansion belonging to the Beatrice, the witch of the forest. I thought that if I could meet with Beatrice, she would definitely save me. So I decided to try going in. But the fence was very, very tall, and it didn't look like I'd be able to go over it. So I chose to walk around it. I thought that if I did, I'd eventually reach the gate. But it wasn't that easy. The fence had an incredible length to match its incredible height, and no matter how far I went, I didn't reach the corner. It might have encircled a massive area, or maybe I just had impression because my childish legs made it difficult to walk in the forest. Or it's in another dimension and you somehow managed to get in. I mean, she was a kid, right? And I don't know. Either Rosa have high amount of magic inside of her. I think she have a decent amount. I don't remember. It was like from in episode 2 when we were talking about how much magical power exactly who have. Maybe Rosa have actually a decent amount inside of her, and that's why she managed to get inside, basically. Anyway, I couldn't find a gate for a while, and I started to feel sad, as though the witch had rejected me. As I did, I eventually came upon a large tree, whose twisted rod had bent the fence. It might get my close duty, but if I crawled it looked like I'd be able to sneak in. Okay.
そこが隠し屋敷だったの？あれが私たちの言う隠し屋敷なのかはわからない。
Well, it sounds like it.
でも少なくとも私たちの知る場所ではなかったわ。
It wasn't as though I came out into the garden as soon as I passed the fence. Let's see it again. This is great. I really like backgrounds in Umineko. This is like painted. This is actually pretty good wallpaper. Huh. A bit too bright. But this looks good. I had to continue through a lot more uncultivated forest after that. And there is the mansion. As I did, the forest suddenly opened up, and what appeared there was unbelievably fantastical scene. To think that on Rokkenjima, where I thought only we lived, there could be such a wonderful mansion hidden away. A beautiful flower garden spanned in the front of the mansion. It was a flower garden of completely different design from the rose garden we know so well, and it was very, very lovely. Of course, the mansion was also wonderful. It was a couple of sizes smaller than ours, but it was still elegant and adorable at the same time. Then I saw her figure. I saw her sitting in the garden chair, positioned to give a view of a flower garden, wearing an elegant dress. It was a black dress, embroidered in gold, what we would later know from the portrait. Okay, so she met a second body. What I would call her. Or our current Beatrice. Yeah, I would call her current Beatrice because it sounds weird calling her second body, you know? Yeah, she met our current Beatrice. Not the first one, okay. I hadn't seen an elegant dress like this, except in fairy tales and on the stages of musicals. For a person to be wearing it as a normal clothes, that itself seems quite fantastical. That mysterious scene was enough to make me lose my sense of reality. If someone had told me that it was a dream, I might have nodded obediently and waited to wake up in my bed. I had forgotten to hide myself in my shock, so she eventually spotted me. At first, her expression was quite listless, but when she noticed me, her eyes opened very wide. It was very natural, considering that the guest she didn't know had suddenly appeared. I lowered my head automatically, planning to greet her and apologize for entering without permission. Will she be happy, or she will be like... Okay. Also, apparently this is the same voice actor. So this past Beatrice and the one we speaking like in the Under Dimension stuff, this is the same voice actor, so yeah, The person who's making voice for her is freaking damn amazing because this sound totally different.
新しい庭師なのか？
Those were the first words she said to me. I grew slightly calmer because I realized that we could talk to each other. Because I hadn't been turned into a frog just by meeting her eyes, like a terrifying witch in a fairy tale.
ごめんなさい。勝手にお庭に立ち入って。すみません。そなたは誰か名乗るがよい。後ろ宮ローザと言います。後ろ宮。おお、金蔵の一族の人間なのか？
I like that little hall of her. It's so different from the hall we know now.
はい、金蔵の娘です。こんにちは。
I was a little surprised. After all, father was a great man, feared by everyone. And yet, she had spoken of him without using honorifics. So I was immediately terrified of her. After all, if she could refer to my fearsome father that way, she must be a witch with incredible power. After staring at me curiously, she beckoned me to come over. Frightened as I was, I obeyed. After all, I thought she might really turn me into a frog. The closer I got, the stronger that fear became. After all, as I kept saying over and over, that woman and her dress, and the flower garden, and the mansion, the whole picture was so fantastical and beautiful that it seemed separate from reality. It probably wouldn't have surprised me at all to learn that she really was a witch. And I really was lucky. She hadn't turned me into a frog. As I awkwardly stood there, stock still, she motioned to an open chair and urged me to sit down.
座るがよい。
Oh wow! Oh wow! I love this. Wow. This is very adorable background scene. I mean, the CG background is also great, but Beatrice here, she looks fantastic. Also, I don't think they've put this tea and the milk at this spot by the accident.
初めて訪れた者を庭へ招き、語らうのが
I refuse to think
我ら
about
の
that.
唯一の楽しみよ。
That it's accident. Yeah.
他に何の楽しみもないがな。
That's sad. As she said this, she let an unhappy smile show for an instant. Because I was full of strange mix of tension and excitement, I rudely asked her a question all of a
あ
sudden.
の森の魔女ベアトリーチェですか？いかにもわらわがベアトリーチェである。
She didn't confirm I'm the witch though, right?
やはりな。ベアトリーチェは実在したんだ。その姿はまさに肖像画の。
Also, yeah, this confirms from Rosa's perspective that she actually is alive. Because she's not old. She met her, like, second body, the current one. And she's pretty much young. So, depending on what Rosa means by killing her, she may still be alive on this island. But still, she's appearing as butterflies everywhere in the mansion, so that's still weird.
ええ、まさにあの肖像画の通り。
お父さんの想像の中の魔女じゃなかったんやな。
それであなたは彼女と何を話したの？
彼女はお茶を入れながら私のことをいろいろと聞いた。まず森を抜けてやってきたことを彼女は 柵の外には危険な狼がたくさんいると信じていたみたいだった。
Okay.
だから私が森を抜けてたどり着いたと言ったら、どうやって狼から逃れたのか、それとも魔法の街灯をかぶってなんて感じのことを言ってたっけ。
そりゃ確かに魔女面白いお人や。
あなた黙って。ずいぶん昔だけど、お父様は森には狼が住んでいるから近寄ってはならないって私たちを脅さなかった？
ああ、そんなこともバカらしいね。日本の狼はとっくの昔に絶滅し、まさに子供騙しだな。
記憶にねえな、そんな話。親父、森には魔女だろ、狼なんて話聞いたことないぜ。
あんたがまだ小学校だった頃よ。覚えてない？そしたらあんたむしろ狼を撫でてみたいなんて言い出すもんだから。
What a child.
お父様はすぐに狼の話を引っ込めて魔女の話に切り替えたのよ。もうその嘘っぽいことと言ったら
I would like to think about tier list for this episode already. But for now, I still have difficulty to actually put any character on any place. Well, I will have tier list later on, so they still can work on their characters.
当時のルドルフには狼よりも魔女の話の方がてきめんだったね。よく覚えているよ。私の背中にしがみついた夜があったことを覚えているかね。
ルドルフさんにもそんな可愛らしい時代があったのね。
うるせえな、子供の頃の話だぜ。
まあとにかくベアトリーチェを閉じ込めていたのがお父さんなら、同じ狼の話をするのは道理ね。彼にとって六軒島の広大な森は後ろ宮家と愛人の屋敷という相入れない二つの異世界を分断する、
Yep.
越えてはならない壁だったのだから。
柵の高さを考えると、どうやら親父殿は庭ごと丸々を座敷牢にしたようだな。さながら二つの世界を分ける国境も同然だったのだろう。
狼はともかく野犬の類でもいたのではありませんか。そのための策だったかもしれません。
六軒島に狼も野犬もいないわ。
Maybe at that time they were.
その策は兄さんベアトリーチェと私たちの間の国境だったんでしょうね。
More likely.
しかし
Also, it's another
狼の話
dimension.
を素直に
Once
信じ
again.
るなんてなんちゅうか純朴やな。
I mean, not necessarily in another dimension, basically cloaked with magic so other people can see it.
わしの想像していた魔女とは随分違う感じやで。
それは私も感じた。とても尊大で、確かに魔女のイメージ通りの人だったんだけど、どこかとても子供っぽくて、なんていうのか素直すぎるというか、
Huh.
世間知らずな印象を受けたわ。例えるなら本当におとぎの国の人みたいというか、本当に不思議な人だったわ。
So she really didn't have any memory probably in the second body, the current one. She didn't know who she was. But why she have now all the power then? Also she's 1,000 years old, so how the first body could be a human? How the first body could be a human body if she's 1,000 years old? It doesn't make sense. Unless she reincarnated already in like several bodies along the way. And I call her second and first body just because of this backstory, but it could be like, I don't know, 15th of her body or something? Well, let's go.
それからどうしたんだ？
I don't want to spend like another half hour of writing, talking about something I don't know and speculate on that for like without any clue about what I'm talking about. It's just purely speculations and some random thoughts that I may later on just brought together into some one solid theory. Actually, some of my theories were right, for the episode 2 at least. From episode 1, which I did.
親父の話とかは出たのか？
ええ、何日かに一度。約束されている日もあれば、突然の日もあったそうだけど、ふらりとお父様が訪れては、一緒にお茶を飲んだり、散歩したりしたんですって。
So... Okay.
私が訪れたその日は、たまたま彼女一人だったと言っていたわ。
Okay.
なるほど、まさに愛人と言ったと。やれやれ。
いかがわしい意味での交流はなかったと確信しています。
バカね。男と女の多さに色気がないはずないじゃない。それでどうしたの？それから何の話を？
私の自己紹介をしたので、逆に彼女のことを質問したわ。そうしたら、急に雰囲気が落ち込んでしまったの。なんていうのか、とても気だるそうな、寂しそうな。私が初めて彼女の顔を見た時に浮かべていたのと同じ表情。
まあ秘密の愛人だからな。好き勝手に歩かれてお袋に見つかっちまったらことだ。きっと軟禁に近い状態だったろう。
Pretty much, yeah.
綺麗なドレスに綺麗な屋敷や庭があっても、さぞや窮屈な思いをしてたんだろうぜ。そりゃ苦労もあったろうさ。それで
彼女はきっとそれを私に話したところで、私もとても悲しかったのを覚えてる。私と一緒にいることさえ忘れてしまったかのよ。遠くをぼんやり見ながら、ずっと無言でいたわ。私はきっと失言してしまったに違い、謝罪の言葉すらも口にしていいような雰囲気じゃなく、だから私も彼女が私と一緒にいることを思い出してくれるまでずっと黙ってた。
And then she muttered unexpectedly.
柵の向こうには本当に狼などおらぬのか？
Yeah, there are no wolves. And you're holding a little teacup now. She looks... I don't know. Yeah, she looks kinda sad. I mean the lips. It's like mix of being sad, annoyed, and somehow disappointed.
はい。狼なんて動物園でも見たことないです。動物園とは何か？
Wow.
ああ、いろんな動物が飼われているところで、象とかキリンとかパンダとか珍しい動物が
I
いっ
like the
ぱいい
soundtrack
ます
for
よ。
this part. I like the soundtrack for this part. YouTube will probably hate me for the song, but I still like it. Aww. She's so surprised.
動物園に狼はいないのか？なら怖くないかもしれんな。
Interesting. This is very interesting to see this kind of batteries. Even if there were wolves, all of the animals are put in cages, so it's
だ
safe.
から安心して見学できるんですよ。
The mighty witch of the forest was apparently terrified of wolves. I remember it looked pretty funny to me at the time.
それはわらわとどう違うのか。
This is like a zoo. So she's... Yeah. She's like in the zoo. She didn't know about zoos. I explained how zoos could be. It was very difficult for a person like her, who had never visited one, to understand. On the contrary, as I explained to her, her expression grew increasingly dismal. She couldn't see the difference. Apparently, even though she lived in an elegant mansion that was surrounded by a high fence and it seems to lack for nothing, she couldn't see how she was any different from animals shut up in cages.
わらわは何者なのか。皆はわらわのことをベアトリーチと呼ぶ。
Yeah.
それは確かに、そなたの言うように偉大な魔女の名前らしい。
But I'm not a witch.
しかし、それはわらわではないのだ。わらわには魔法など何も使えぬ。
Interesting.
わらわは、その魔女の魂をこの身に封じられているだけなのだ。
Oh, wait, so she knows about that. Does Beatrice have, like, double personality? Maybe Beatrice just still didn't, like, took over the body, maybe. Huh. There was definitely something odd about her. Beyond just being cut off from this world, it seems she truly believed that magic exists. I think she talked about a lot of weird things, but I don't remember the details. All I thought was that this might be a person to be pitied. She was unable to leave this mansion, of her own free will, a prisoner without even realizing it. And she didn't know anything about the outside world, didn't even understand who she was. She was probably vaguely realized that she was to be pitied. But since she didn't know anything, she seems incapable of recognizing her own unhappiness. Long ago, when I told Nessan that I felt sorry for a birdcage, she said this: "A bird that only knows about the inside of the cage doesn't long for the outside." But that wasn't a bird. She really was a person. Even if she would never been outside the cage, she understood that there was more into this world. So I invited her. Oh my god. What will happen if Beatrice step out of the circle made by fans? Will she actually die? Will it break her mind? Will it make actually the soul of Beatrice take over the body? Like memories of the soul, like surface, basically?
出てみますか。本当に狼はいないの？
Yeah, there aren't.
いないですよ。絶対平気ですから。出たいぞ。だが、いつも門は閉まっている。私が入ってきたところがあります。そこを抜ければ外の世界があるのか。はい。狼ははい、いませんよ。
This is a happy scene, but I feel like this will go terribly wrong. Judging how Rosa was terrified at the conference. I have a feeling like this is something that triggered the current Beatrice. That will be the moment when she realized who she really is. I don't plan on inviting her to go on a short walk, but she kept looking over her shoulder to the mansion, as though she was seriously worrying over that decision. Then I learned what she was preparing herself for.
わらわはもうここは嫌だ。外へ。そしてわらわが何者で、この世界はどうなっていて、わらわは何のために生まれてきたのかを。
This is awesome episode so far. I'm glad we have this kind of backstory. I didn't know what her life had been like before then. It is probably something she couldn't express easily. If it was harsh, she just had to say she wanted to escape. If it was sweet, she just had to say she would stay. For example, maybe it was like how a hot fireplace on a winter day makes the air get thicker and thicker, giving you a headache. Even though you know you shouldn't keep things that way they are, you still need courage to open the window and be tormented by the cold wind. That's true. She was starting to realize that she couldn't stay there forever. She was starting to realize that she had to go outside someday. But since she didn't know about the outside world, she must have needed courage to take that unspeakable first step outside. And despite of that, she had made her decision. She'd voiced her decision to go outside, a decision she was probably making for the first time in her life. I hesitated for a moment. Father had decided that she should live here. She was like Father beloved bird in the cage. If I just let her escape, Father might scold me harshly. Yeah, that sounds terrifying, to be honest, if you let her escape. And if he knows that it's you, actually.
見たい。え？何を？動物園が見たいのだ。
I think this is the first time we see blushing Beatrice. With such a gentle look in her eyes. Wow! And with that voice. I was just a little surprised when she finally gave me a gentle smile. Could that have been a farsightedness brought by her decision to venture out from the cage? It was a smile so gentle, I couldn't imagine that it had come from that once dark fence.
そなたと話すと知らないことばかり出てくる。わらわは学校なるものもわからぬし、動物園も知らぬ、映画館も知らぬ、遊園地も知らぬ。
Wow.
そしてそれを知りたいと心の底から思う。
She just know like from reading or something, probably.
そなたは
Or talking with Kinzo.
わらわをそこへ連れて行ってくれるの？
I was nervous about how I could keep it secret from Father. But her face looked so happy, so I went along with her and nodded. But she seems not to notice the meaning behind my vague smile. She seems to believe that I'd really take her to all these places. She was pure and genuine. She would probably never be tricked by anyone. No, maybe it's better to say that she'd never learned how to dope. Yeah, this is bad. Her smile was somehow radiant and yet pathetic. I wanted to find a way to grant her modest wish.
わらわはもうベアトリーチェは嫌だ。わらわが何者なのか、ベアトリーチェではない新しい人間を始めたい。
That's very specific.
だからここから連れ出してほしい。もう紅茶もいらぬ、ドレスもいらぬ、金蔵とも二度と会わぬ。ここよりわらわを連れ出してくれ。
This might be the... yeah. She says she never will meet with Kinzo again. This might be the time when she will actually become the witch we know now. Like she disappears. that's why Kinzo is so obsessed with her. He prepared this whole ritual to revive her, basically. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. I'm ready for something bad happening to Beatrice, basically. I assume the second she steps out, there will be something terrible going on with her.
Rosa.
However, that responsibility was one that a child like me couldn't hope to fully bear. Still, when I saw her serious gaze, along with that brilliant smile that made it look as though a possessing spirit had left her, I could feel a little courage start to rise up inside me. This was definitely something that would get me into a lot of trouble, and yet it was definitely the right thing to do. I don't know how I will turn out, but I will take her away from here. Of course, I won't be able to talk to father, and not mother either. Should I talk to Onis-sama or One-sama? That's a bad idea. No, what about that reliable Genji-san? Or, that's right, what about Kumasawa-san, to whom I can always talk when I'm in trouble? I'm sure they will be able to do something. Anyway, from now on, I will take her out of here. This was already a place she didn't want it to be. It looks like it's going to be an extra long episode. So enjoy! So I took her to the crack in the fence and let her outside. She was all nervous, checking to make sure there was no wolves around. Okay, so nothing bad happened. Okay. I kinda didn't expect that. But once that fear disappeared, even just walking around this dense forest seems to be fun somehow. Every time she found something, she'd ask me about it. And they were all really trivial things. What's that flower? What's that leaf? And that sound? And that smell? It really was like the inside of that fence had been her entire world. So now that she traveled beyond the limits of her world, it's strange. When I first saw her, I really thought she was the witch herself, relaxing inside the witch mansion. But now it was different. Or actually the complete opposite. She would leave the world she believed to be infinite, and was overjoyed at the realization that the world was endless. Something she'd never thought of before. So everything she saw was new. It was almost as though she was the one who had been thrown into the fairy tale. She was an Alice. Then I felt almost like a rabbit holding a watch. To her it was probably a really fun walk, filled to brim with excitement. I was really at lost at what to do. After all, I walked randomly to get there. Of course I didn't know the way back to our mansion. There were no lights in the forest, and I hadn't brought a flashlight. I realized it would be terrible if it got dark while we are still like this and grew impatient. She was too innocent, and apparently she couldn't understand at all how frightening it could be to face the night inside the forest. But I was the one who brought her outside. I had to take responsibility somehow and resolve the situation. So I had a thought. Let's go out to the ocean for now. If we then follow the beach around, we should eventually make it back to the mansion. However, that was much more of a problem than I had imagined. Yeah, I don't think you can find this mansion again. Unless you mean the actual mansion. I didn't have a map or a compass. There was no way I could walk in a straight line through an uncultivated forest, and I immediately lost my sense of direction. I already had no clue which trail I had come by, and was completely lost, At this rate, night would definitely fall before I had a clue where to walk. But this was no time to cry. After all, that woman following me behind was so innocent and having so much fun. So I definitely had to learn the way through this forest. For the sake of her smile as well. Gritting my teeth, so that she didn't see me looking troubled, I pushed my way through the woods, advancing down the path that wasn't a path. Then, after going through various troubles, I fortunately managed to reach the ocean. Yep. At that time, I still didn't even have a clue where I was on this island. But for the time being, I was just a little reassured, realizing that if I just went around this way, I would surely be able to return to the mansion. However, though, I had reached the ocean, we were at the top of the cliff. The beach was far below us. I was tired from walking around the forest for so long. So I figured that an open area, even a rocky beach, would be much easier to walk in. So I suggested that we go down that rocky cliff somehow. It looked pretty dangerous, but I figured there was no other way. However, Beatrice agreed with my plan without any doubts. Even though she was probably older than me, she meekly obeyed, almost as though she was some kind of chick who thought I was her mother. Did Beatrice fall from the height? I searched to see if there was some part of the cliff I would be able to get down. Then I found a place where that cliff had fallen over and made a slope. It looked a little dangerous. What if it went down using both hands and both legs? Like I was crawling. I thought I would be probably okay. I have a feeling I know why she thinks that she killed Beatrice. What? Like, why games? What games have with the people falling down? Like, seriously. Little Busters also. There was a person who basically was kicked, like, from the building. Now we have probably Beatrice falling down from cliff.
気をつけないと危ないけど、とにかく海岸に降りて、あとは沿って歩けば、もう迷わずに済むと思うの。
ローザがそうするのならそうしようぞ。
Yeah, she's like a dog.
わらわは迷うとやらも楽しいぞ。とても愉快だ。
Yeah, falling down is not fun though. She really had no sense of danger. There was probably no doubt that she would live a life without discomfort. Even though she knew it would get dark when night fell, she couldn't imagine how dangerous the inside of the forest could be without a light. Furthermore, it seems that she couldn't grasp at how dangerous it might be if she fell from that cliff. I warned her repeatedly to be careful. I cautiously examined our potential route down. It seems to be quite a long drop. I can see it now. I'm ready. I think it might be about 10 meters down. If you look at it from the bottom up, it would probably have looked shorter than the roof of the mansion. But looking from the top, it felt almost like staring down from the observation room on Tokyo Tower. But Beatrice still appeared to be completely without fear. It felt as though she had never ever be taught that high places were dangerous. No, maybe she believed that she was a witch, and that she could fly, so there's no need to worry.
気をつけてくださいね。結構高いから。
気をつけるぞ。下へ降りたら海があるな。そこに水族館があるのか。
Yeah, ocean is kind of big aquarium. Yeah, I can say that.
いえ、この島には水族館はでも 海にはたくさんの魚がいると思います。魚はいるのか。そなたが話してくれたクジラとかイルカ
Not
とか
really.
ペンギンとかはいるのか。
Maybe dolphins.
いえ、そういうのは水族館に行かないといないです。水族館は島を出ないとないですよ。そうなの。だが楽しみだ。
Well, going from this island is still kinda long time from this point. Also, it seems like your cage just expanded. You're still trapped here. I wonder where when exactly the mirror trap came in. After her death? Because I still assume that she fell down and then she like became that spirit thing? Like current batteries? I don't know. I wonder when the mirror in the shrine actually came to be. Maybe it's already in the place and restricting batteries from leaving the island entirely. Like a second wall of defense, basically.
すっごく大きな魚で、それで潮を吹いたりします。
This version of batteries is so sweet.
ならばイルカは頭のいい魚で、あれとても頭が良くて芸とかを
I
覚えられる
wonder
んですよ。
what will Butler think about that. Because you can hear that, right, from Rosa. I mean, the butler from the other dimension, yeah.
ならばペンギンはどうなのか。あれこれは鳥類だ。なんだ水族館なのにさっきから魚が出てこんぞ。まあその魚だけでなくいろいろな海の生き物がいっぱいいるんですよ。ほほー、それはとても楽しみだ。
Yeah, she fell down. Shut out what might have been funny. A rushed and short cry. No, it was probably a scream. It came right out of the blue. Her body separated from the cliff and silently fell. I immediately wanted to say something to her. I went to say, didn't I tell you to be more careful? It was the thought of a child. It was how a child immediately gets mad when something bad happens, trying to find an excuse to show it wasn't their fault. Of course I said it out loud. Are you okay? Didn't I warn you over and over? Will we see actual body? Oh my god.
それで崖から落ちてどうなったんだ。
So Rosa literally Beatrice being dead. So there is no 19th person on this island.
彼女はどうしたんだ。
That's what we get from this story. Like, no 19th human, actually. There shouldn't be.
ローザ。
Also, yeah, where is the body, actually? Like, Kinzo must have done something with this, right? Rosa fell silent, her gaze dropped to her feet, as though she was seeing through the floor into some disgusting memory. Even brutal words were the ones Rosa had most wanted to avoid. And when she was hit with them, she screamed in resignation.
死んだわ。岩浜だったもの。尖った危険な岩がたくさんむき出しになっていた。目を見開いたまますごい血が溢れ出して、たちまち真っ赤な絨毯を広げていった。
Damn!
声をかけたわ。イエス。でも彼女は返事はおろか、瞬きすらも。私が悪いのよ。 彼女はドレス姿だったのよ。
Wow.
あんな動きにくい格好なのを知っていたのに、私が壁木を降りようなんて言ってしまった。彼女はすごい素直だったから、私の言うことに何の疑いもせずに従って。
いつまで死んでいるつもりか。
Wow. And now Beatrice is here. Talking like whatever. Because of that I'm free, my soul is free. And I remember who I am. That's what I think. I think that's what happened, that's why she remembers now who she actually is. Because she's free from that flesh prison. I wonder if her appearance, like the spiritual appearance, matches the last body host, basically. You know what I mean? Well, that's a longer episode. I think we can end here. We'll see what our current batteries have to talk about in the last episode about this situation. And yeah, that was a very good episode. I really like that. So yeah, I think that will be it. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for all your support. You're giving me strength to putting episodes after the episodes and getting me motivated, so I really appreciate that. And thank you once again for watching the episode and being with me, and I will see you in the next one. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.